very good evening. Welcome to Premier League Live on the third and final night of our midweek action here on LFS from the Premier League. It has been a cracking midweek so far with 2 nights of dramatic results and scorelines and some swapping at the top of the Premier League table. But tonight we watch 2 sides who are in the bottom half of the Premier League table as Manchester United, with just 6 wins from their 20 Premier League games this season, against a bottom of the table Southampton side who are yet to register a win on the road this season. Manchester United, coming off 3 home defeats in a row in the league, will hope that they can end that torrid run against the side, as I said, who haven't won on the road this campaign. Also tonight, Ipswich take on Brighton in a game at Portman Road in that early kickoff. There's about 27 minutes gone in that one, and it is goalless between those 2 sides. Ipswich themselves just outside the bottom 3. A win tonight would do a great job for Kieran McKenna's team, but a big 3 points for Brighton would push them up into 9th with a win. Manchester United know that they can go up to 12th this evening with the big 3 points. But a Southampton side who are desperate in need of picking up some points, a big victory or even a positive result here at Old Trafford would be much welcome to those travelling Saints fans. Already 8 games done and dusted this midweek, and some big changes at the top of the table as well. Liverpool still lead the way, but their gap cut after they drew with Nottingham Forest on Tuesday night. Arsenal capitalising by winning last night in the North London derby, and Spurs, the big losers of the week, the most defeats of any side outside the bottom 3 in the Premier League table. Those are the headlines, and you can see all the scores on your screen from this midweek, and we will recap all of those at half-time and what that means for the Premier League table at this stage. But to tonight's game, and here are the 2 teams that are kicking off at Old Trafford. Starting with the home side, as Andre Onana comes back into goal after his Alta Bayindir's heroics in the FA Cup at the weekend. Onana is back in between the sticks. A back 3 of Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez for United. Ahmad plays right wing back with Diogo Dalot suspended, and Nusir Mazraoui left wing back. In the midfield 2 is Manuel Ugarte and Kobbie Mainoo, with a front 3 of Alejandro Garnacho off the right, Bruno Fernandes the captain off the left, and leading the line Rasmus Højlund. On the bench for Manchester United, Bayindir, Maguire, Malacia, Kukonki, Collier, Casemiro, Eriksson, Xerxes and Anthony. For Southampton, Aaron Ramsdale starts in goal. He had some big goalkeeping moves to make when they lost Southampton 5-0 to Brentford at home. Brentford's biggest win in the Premier League. Southampton look for a mood booster after their FA Cup victory. Ramsdale starts in goal. A back 3 of James Bree, Jan Bednarek and Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Wing backs of Yukinari Sugawara and Kyle Walker-Peters. A midfield 2 of Joe Aribo and Leslie Ugochukwu. And a front 3 of Tyler Dibling, Matheus Fernandes and Kamaldeen Sulemana. On the bench for the Saints tonight is Alex McCarthy, Manning, Wood, Smallbone, Downs, Lallana, Armstrong, Onuachu and Archer. Some strong players on the bench for both teams, but tonight the starting 11s shape up similarly this evening with a 3-4-2-1 formation. Can Southampton pull off their first away win of the season against the Manchester United side who have lost more at home than they have won this campaign? Kick-off at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Southampton is on the way next. A very good evening and welcome to LFS for this live commentary of Manchester United against Southampton in the Premier League. As I said, 2 sides in positions where they definitely do not want to be. Southampton bottom of the table, and Manchester United, they aren't too far away. They're in 15th after results went against them already this weekend, with both Crystal Palace winning last night, West Ham getting a big win on Tuesday night as well. As United will get us underway and off after their big victory on penalties against Arsenal at the weekend. They've recharged and are ready to go again to get a league victory here at Old Trafford for the first time since the start of December almost a month and a half since the last victory here at Old Trafford for Manchester United in the league. It was a 4-0 win over Everton on that occasion. Actually, preceding the 3-game losing streak, Man United were actually went 7 games without defeat at home in all competitions, dating back to September. So a good spell in October and November for Manchester United at home. But since that point, it's come a bit wobbly for United. Here is Fernandes. Out wide it comes to Ahmad, who's got pace to burn down the right-hand side. Ahmad tries to go back out to Bruno Fernandes, but wasn't on the same page with a poor pass. And it goes out for a Southampton throw. Well, Manchester United might not have the most reputable home record, but, well, let's just say Southampton's is very dreadful. They have won just 1 away game this season in 90 minutes, and that was an EFL Cup victory, a League Cup victory against Cardiff back in round 2 at the end of August. That's their only 90 minutes victory this season. Their only victories in any competition away from home has come in the Carabao Cup, winning away at Cardiff and away at Everton, but every other has ended in a loss or a draw. There are only 2 Premier League draws away from home this season, came away at Brighton and away at Fulham in recent weeks. But other than that, defeats look quite heavy for the Saints. 8 of their 10 league games away from home have ended in defeat this season. So it doesn't give much confidence for Southampton getting anything, but as I said, you know, you can never really tell with how Manchester United are going to show up here at Old Trafford. They could either put in a 4-0 thrashing of Everton, or they could be trounced at home by the likes of Nottingham Forest, or even the way they were trounced against Spurs here earlier in the season. Obviously more recently at Bournemouth and Newcastle doing a number on Manchester United. Here comes Bruno Fernandes, the breakaway for United here. Down the left-hand side is Garnacho, trying to find his way into the box. Garnacho tries to get to the byline and will get a corner off the Southampton defender. And James Bree down that right-hand side. Again, it's really nice play by Bruno Fernandes. Breaks into the half space between the midfield and defence. Gives it out to the left side. And Garnacho takes on his man and Bree. Tries to get to the byline. And the touch off the toe of James Bree puts it out for a Manchester United corner on this left-hand side. So pretty quick start for the home team. Right-footed delivery from the corner. Punched away by Ramsdale. Had to be up and alert there to the Southampton keeper, but here comes back with Garnacho. Again wanted the ball at the byline, but well dealt with by Southampton. This time as Dibbling comes away with the ball. Didn't get very far. Mainu intercepting down the left channel. Fernandes having to get it back to Manuel Ugarte. Good early pressure for Manchester United though. Ruben Amorim talked about their improved performances against Arsenal and Liverpool in recent weeks and how they were good results, very good results for the team and better performances. And you can see, you know, when you're watching Manchester United in those 2 games, they were much better drilled, much more aware of what their job tactically was in the game. Because of course, you know, since Ruben Amorim's appointment, you know, it has been a bit of a struggle for United because they haven't had much training ground time, and December, a busy month for all the Premier League teams, full of action, full of games. And United just had to kind of work upon a real lack of training time. And that could be a turning point in this early era under Ruben Amorim. Maybe just getting a bit more time on the training ground and drilling into the players what he actually wants from them could end up obviously seeing a uptick in performance and then ultimately results. As free kick there, as it was James Bree again came flying in, a bit frantic. Will be a free kick to Manchester United. Our referee this evening, by the way, is John Brooks. Oh, Manchester United give it away in the final third there, and Onana was trying to threaten, but that was fabulous recovery by Ahmad on his own byline, retrieving the ball. United tapping it around and getting too cute on the ball. And then the heavy touch down the left there from Kyle Walker-Peters. Just sees it roll out for a Manchester United throw. Again, it's a little glimpse of joy from Ivan Juric's side. That little bit of play. Of course, it's been a tough ask for Ivan Juric. It was said when Russell Martin was sacked at a Southampton boss had said it was, whoever takes over the job, it will be tough for them. It's a kind of a poisoned chalice in a sense. The talk was who realistically wants to have a relegation on their CV. But Ivan Juric so far has certainly tried his best to get the most out of this Southampton squad, and to be fair, he has got a couple of recent draws out of them since Russell Martin's departure. Here's Ahmad. And to go down the right to find Højlund, who was beaten off the ball, but the referee's going to give a free kick here for a foul on Rasmus Højlund. So a free kick to Manchester United around about the halfway line. Of course, these two have had some historic meetings over the last number of years. The one most notable back in February of 2021 when Manchester United won 9-0 against Southampton here. The Southampton team that were down to 9 men on that night. They had a man sent off inside 2 minutes, did Southampton that night. Man United were 4-0 up by the 39th minute, and they made it 9 when Dan James scored a 93rd minute goal to make it 9-0, equaling a Premier League record at the time. And still is the joint highest scoreline in the Premier League in terms of a single team, scoring 9. No one has hit double figures yet, but I'm sure the way things are going, you never know. Could happen at some point. Quite interesting, there have been 3 games that have ended in 9-0 over the last number of years. That Leicester-Southampton game that we all remember so well, and Southampton again here at Manchester United, and then of course Liverpool's 9-0 victory over Bournemouth. But we've seen those higher scorelines more recently. Southampton on 2 of those occasions on the end of a 9-0 thrashing. Free kick there given away by Lisandro Martinez down the right hand side. So the Saints with their first set piece of the game on this right flank. Chance to test the United defence that are quite weak from set pieces. Albeit defended a lot better against Arsenal, albeit poor deliveries on that night in the FA Cup. But regardless, has been Man United's Achilles heel this season is defending set pieces. And Saints with their first chance. Ball whipped in. Headed away by Martinez, who gave away the foul. Saints looking to recover the ball. Dribbling. Nice ball in behind. We're in the corner to Ugwachukwu. Here's Sugawara. Back it comes to Bree. Bednarek now across to Walker-Peters. Which is a back out to the right. Bree just about gets the ball away from Alejandro Garnacho. Here's Harwood Bellis. Nice connection with Walker-Peters, and Sulemana sends all the way back to their goalkeeper. He will go long, and Aaron Ramsdale, his ball forward, goes out for a Manchester United throw. 10 minutes gone, and I'd have to say, so far it's been obviously Manchester United with more possession, more control in the game, but Southampton not giving up too many big chances early doors. United just maybe feeling out the opposition, not looking to take them for granted early in the game. And they get caught in possession there with Fernandes. And one thing about Southampton, when Russell Martin was in charge, they did get a lot of possession in their games. Here's Matthäus Fernandes. Out to the right hand side it comes to Sugawara. Looking for a way through. Looking up with Ogochukwu. Sugawara out wide to Bree. Back to Yukinari Sugawara. Tried to fizz one across, but well blocked by Ugarte. Can let Manchester United out of the kind of trapping that they were put in. And it comes all the way back in the end though to Andre Onana. Well, of course, Manchester United's home record is one to be really investigated as of recently. They've picked up just 13 points at home this season. West Ham have more home points than Manchester United this campaign. 4 wins, 1 draw and 5 defeats in their 10 home games this season, and have scored just 13 goals at home this campaign. United, talk about lacklustre at Old Trafford. Walker-Peters, nice ball down the left for Sulemana. Steps across, Yoro Sulemana forces a good save off Onana. The follow-up from Sugawara is well blocked. And Mainu gets it away. That was really fascinating from Southampton. Beautiful football down the left-hand flank. Just unleashed a bit of pace that Sulemana sent Lenny Yoro shopping to the byline there. Nowhere to be seen. It has the shot across goal. Forces a good save off Onana. Rebounds back out to Sugawara, whose shot well blocked by Kobbie Mainoo. But that was really nicely worked by Southampton. And so far, starting to grow in confidence are the visitors. Here's Sugawara. Nice ball into the path of Dibbling. Going for the 1-2 with Sugawara, and Dibbling dispossessed on that right flank by Ugarte. Now Mainoo. And all the way back it comes to Lenny Yoro. That was much better from Southampton. Played it nicely down the left flank, took on a man. And that's sometimes as simple as it needs to be in football. You know, we talk about it a lot, and it's sometimes the sport can be massively overcomplicated. But it took a simple ball down the left channel. Just took a very good quality player in Kamani Sulemana, taking on his man, beating him for pace, and taking a shot at goal. And it was almost as simple as it could have even been. Even simpler than you even thought it could have been for Southampton. And that's the slight difference. Sometimes overcomplicating can make you a bad team. That's a lovely ball by Sulemana. Out to the right hand side. It comes back infield to Ogochukwu. One thing about Southampton tonight, the pressure's off. There's no pressure on them. No one has real expectations for Southampton to come away with anything out of this game tonight, considering their away record this season, and considering, albeit Manchester United not being a great team and sitting in 15th, but a side that probably should be beating Southampton and have already beaten them this season on the road. So on all those kind of factors combined, and United being the home side as well, you know, the pressure really is on the home team tonight, on Manchester United, to perform, to put in a good performance, and a game where they aren't up against it, when they aren't kind of the side that is the underdog in a sense against the Liverpools or the Arsenals, when they're the team expected to command possession, then when they're the team expected to dominate and kind of show up. This is where they will be tested tonight. Walker-Peters. Again, as Southampton try and play between the lines. Back with Aribo. Now Ogochukwu. Out on the right is Bree. Infield to Dibbling. 1-2 with Sugawara, who has to come back the way. And does get a throw-in off Garnacho. Lovely spin away from Ugarte by Aribo. And here comes Matthäus Fernandes into the box, and the shot low and hard and straight at Andre Onana. But that was much better again from Southampton. The pace that they have on the break. Lovely play initially by Joe Aribo. Knows that the pressure is coming from Manuel Ugarte. Sees the space behind him. Spins away from his man in the middle. Plays a lovely ball through for Matthäus Fernandes, who strides into the edge of the box. Takes the shot. Bit low, bit hard. Straight at the goalkeeper. But again, much more positive. And just straight right through the middle. Cut through the middle and the spine of this United team. That's how simple it was. Although here's Højlund. Ugarte. Out wide it comes to Ahmad. Ahmad back to Garnacho looking for a shooting opportunity. Fernandes will hit it over the bar. We'll take a deflection anyway though. There will be a corner. Again, it was better from United there. Ahmad down the right side. And he's the key to unlocking the kind of positives and the real threat for Manchester United tonight is Ahmad down that side, and he unleashed it there and got his captain a shooting opportunity, which gets Manchester United a corner. Six Manchester United players in and around the 6-yard box. One quite close to the keeper. Ahmad will deliver from this right hand side from the corner. Left footed in swinger. Fizzed across the 6-yard box and out the other end from a Southampton head that flicked it away at the front post. And Deadlock put it out for a throw in on the far side. Again, not a bad corner. Whipped in by Ahmad, but again, United not getting the first contact on it, allowing Southampton to clear it away at the front post. A risky clearance, by the way. It was flicked back the way from the front post, so it could have went anywhere from a Saints point of view. Fortunately, didn't end up with too much of a threat. Although here, from the throw-in, there's going to be a free kick for United, as there was a foul on that side. Sugawara committing the foul on Bruno Fernandes. A free kick for Manchester United. Well, smiling faces around Old Trafford so far tonight. As Fernandes gets ready to take the free kick, he's wincing a slight bit. Looks to be alright though. I'm ready to take this free kick for Manchester United. Wide on the left hand side as Bruno Fernandes. Goes short to Garnacho, who will shoot, and a deflection up in the air. Flicked away by Walker Peters as it came down, and the ball will bobble out for another United throw, but there's a player down, and I think it's Matthäus Fernandes, the Southampton midfielder. He's just gone down. Yeah, he got a full whack off his forehead there when he cleared the ball away. He's just getting back to his feet, but surely that would have taken a lot out of you. United have a throw in on the right hand side. Again, you know, this is what Manchester United need to be doing. You know, just keeping it up this area of the pitch. You know, Southampton are going to have half chances, and they probably had the better of the chances so far, the Saints, but you know, it's all about United keeping control of the game, and Ruben Amorim kind of stressed that before the game in his pre-match interview about how important it is for them to have control of the ball in possession rather than just settling out of possession. That's a lovely run by Garnacho. Burst of pace down the left side. The cut back. This shot is wide. Oh, goodness. Højlund with a lovely run down the left-hand side. Absolutely blasted his man into the distance with his pace. And the cut back to the edge of the 6-yard box. Lovely. Right on the penalty spot for Garnacho. Hits the strike. And he absolutely curls it wide. Great opportunity, fabulous attacking move, but a very dismal finish by Garnacho, and that spoils the moment for Manchester United. Really good build-up, really good pace in the final third, just lacking the finish. That would have been a really good goal for Manchester United, a massive mood booster for them. considering the early positivity for the visitors. That's a nice challenge by Aribo. Lovely flick to get it around his man, and Fernandez out wide. Walker-Peters snatched ahead of him. That's the long ball over the top by Southampton. Defended well by Yoro. Ahmad shoved over by Walker-Peters. Free kick to Manchester United. Quite a clear one, that. I mean, I don't understand why he was doing it, but it's quite naive of a challenge to make. I mean, Ahmad's facing his own goal. He's under pressure. There's no need to bundle him over, but you always seem to see it. Get a bit excited, those players on the press. And a free kick for the home side. But as I was saying, that positivity for Southampton, it's all about Man United just settling into the game and just keeping control of the match. One thing that would be a cardinal sin for United to commit tonight would be to concede the first goal. I want to get off to a good start. Here's Ahmad down the right hand side, trying to jink his way through players. Gets the cut back. It comes all the way through. Mainu not given a chance. Garnacho charged down at the edge of the box. Really good covering by Southampton on the follow-up, but initially the play down the right side, again, much better for Manchester United. Fizz ball cut back into the box, and then Southampton have bodies in the way. Kind of smother the United players on the edge of the box, not giving them any opportunities to get a shot off. Well, we're about to come up to the halfway point in the first 45, and Southampton certainly held their own in these early moments in the start of this game. Certainly had some positive attacking chances of their own in this one. And that'll be something that Ivan Juric, the head coach, will be quite happy to have seen from his side so far. One thing that I noticed from the starting 11 tonight on the bench, it's quite strong from a Southampton point of view. They've got real attacking bodies on the bench and real quality as well. You know, we talk about Cameron Archer, Paul Onuachu, who has performed quite well physically when he's been playing up front for Southampton, but even Adam Armstrong, Adam Lallana, a very senior head. Flynn Downs, a real good talent. Although here's Kobbie Mainoo with the cutback blocked. So they've got quality off the bench, Southampton. As here come United again. Ahmad with a shot. Well wide. Again, creating opportunities, United. Getting into the right areas. Just not getting the final pass right from the throw-in. Lovely play down the left. Fernandez whips a beautiful ball in. Right in behind for Kobbie Mainoo on the run. As he cuts it back, it's just not deep enough, and Harwood Bellis has it covered, but Garnacho was in the middle, waiting for the chance to shoot. And in the end, the follow-up comes off Ahmad, who goes well wide. But again, starting to open up a little bit of space. This Southampton defence are United starting to get a bit of joy in and around those areas. They get caught in possession with Ugarte. That's lovely play. Sulemana, the ball in behind, will be nowhere near Tyler Dibling's task of getting to, as Onana clears long. Hoyland well marshalled there by Bednarek. Walker-Peters back to Harwood Bellis. Switch one out to the right flank. Headed back to by Sugawara. Here's Bree. Infield it goes, but Aribo couldn't keep it. And now the ball's given away to Garnacho. Space here for Garnacho to break forward. Skips past one challenge. Garnacho has the shot charged down again. Has another chance at it deflected. And Harwood Bellis in the way that time. And Kyle Walker-Peters clearing it behind for the corner. But a couple of United players calling for handball. The referee signalling for a corner, but I'm sure VAR will have a look. See it again. Garnacho's shot charged down the first time. He gets a second chance. Kind of blocked by Harwood Bellis off his leg. And then as it comes up into the air, I think there was a handball here. Was there a handball? I mean, possibly. Could be given. It's a bit harsh if it was to be given on Kyle Walker-Peters. He really doesn't know very much about it. Doesn't make any attempt to play the ball with his hand, and therefore The check is complete by the VAR Paul Tierney. No penalty, just a corner for Manchester United. With a cross in by Ahmad. Headed away by Bednarek this time. And Southampton trying to break away with Tyler Dibbling, who's clipped at by Bruno Fernandes. And does get out of that little area. Does Dibbling. Oh, heavy touch there by the Manchester United defence and Delicts. And now Southampton want to break down the left-hand side here with Walker-Peters. And he'll just turn back and keep Southampton in possession. But again, just as United were trying to sustain the pressure, one heavy pass, one heavy touch. And it turns out to be well marshalled and kind of well charged upon by Southampton as Dibbling there tried to battle with Mainu. Mainu held on to it well. Oh, again, another heavy touch by Bruno Fernandes. And Joe Aribo nicks it back. Sugawara. Out wide it comes to Walker-Peters now. Sulemana. So Walker-Peters, Sulemana in behind. Trying to chip it back across past Ugarte, but Ugarte there in the battle. Went to ground again as Yoro thumps it away. And only as far as Ugochukwu. And then the command, the body's there for United, trying to get it on the break quickly, but Southampton at the moment having much more control of the ball. Lovely spin by Tyler Dibbling. Lots of space here for Dibbling, who will shoot! Saved by Onana, brought down, saved again by Onana. Oh my goodness me. Fabulous saves by Andre Onana. Manchester United were begging for any sort of help there, and Andre Onana stepped up with two huge saves. Dibbling with the first, Fernandes with the second, and both blocked and saved fantastically well by Andre Onana, who threw himself at those chances. Another chance down the right hand side. Here comes Yukinari Sugawara. Tries to cut it and tries to chop back, and now Dibbling lets it roll. Aribo! Shot blocked by Yoro. Southampton are keeping Man United on the ropes here at the minute. No respite for the home side. Aribo. Howard Bellis. Swing it back to Jan Bednarek and just keep the control for the moment. But I have to be honest, those little sloppy moves, those little sloppy touches for Manchester United have let them down. In possession so far as Delickt did well, aggressively winning the ball back off Sulemana. That's where they kind of lost their way a slight bit, Manchester United. It all started with those heavy first touches, and Southampton's press was spot on in winning it back. And as soon as they win it back, Southampton, there are no kind of painstakes to get it forward as quickly as they possibly can. Get into good areas and get shots off with real pace and power. So far, credit to Southampton. They've been really competitive. And at times, as I said, I've had Manchester United on the ropes in this game. Lovely ball into Ugochukwu. Got past Mainu, gets it across to Aribo. Now out in the left-hand side is Walker-Peters. Plays it on for Sulemana. Battling with Yoro. Winning the throw-in off Lenny Yoro is Sulemana. And a free kick, or a throw-in, sorry, to Southampton down the left. At half-time between Ipswich and Brighton, it is 0-0 at Portman Road at the break. No goals here this evening at Old Trafford either. Both sides have come very close. Southampton, I'd say, probably the closer of the two. Aribo, fabulous in possession there. Fernandes now with a breakaway. Mateus Fernandes, that is. Fernandes squares it across. Here's Dibbling, will shoot! And the shot's high and wide from the young star for Southampton. Again, we look at the two chances. First save, fabulous down to his right side, and then the rebounded effort comes right back down the throat of Mateus Fernandes. Yoro doesn't do well enough to battle him. Fernandes with a good strike. And Nicely chested down by Fernandes as he takes the strike. And it's well saved by Onana. Two fantastic saves. Second one much more reactionary. That's good chances for Southampton. And in games like this, when you are in the ascendancy in these moments, and it's such a big game, you have to try and take those chances. So far they haven't done so. So far, we look at the stats. I mean, Southampton had the same amount of shots as Manchester United, but United without a shot on target. Southampton with all 4 shots on target that we have seen tonight. So they are threatening, and quite drastically so. And Manchester United, as I said, have been on the ropes on occasion. Man United with the fewest goals inside the first 30 minutes of any Premier League team this season. And that isn't changing, as we've just hit the 31st minute now. Garnacho back to Deadlock. Southampton keen on their press as Martinez tries to flick it over the top. Højlund on the turn, but Højlund with a foul on James Bree and a free kick for Southampton. Well, 12 minutes to go in this first half, and if we had to really assess how the game's going at this moment, I'd have to say Manchester United have had 1 or 2 good opportunities, you know, obviously with Garnacho's shot going wide, but a couple of good attacking opportunities. But other than that, they've not had a big goal-scoring chance, a must-score chance, in a sense. Southampton have had probably 3 really good, well-created, well-crafted opportunities, and it all comes from a really good, intense press and really quick, direct football to get in behind, to get into those areas against Manchester United. And credit to Southampton so far. I think if we to stop the game right now and say 0-0, is that a fair result? I would say no. I think Southampton probably should have a lead in this game, and that's the difference at the minute. You know, we are at 0-0, and Man United maybe can count their lucky stars that they aren't behind, because 2 great saves from their goalkeeper and a couple of good opportunities not taken from Southampton, and they could be behind, and if not 1-0 down, probably 2-0 down in this game, Manchester United. And that's how we would assess it at this stage, because at this moment, when you watch the game and you look at it, Southampton look just a lot more sharp, a lot sharper on the ball tonight. As I said, Man United had a few heavy first touches, the pass is not going right way, just looked a bit sloppy at times, and Southampton much crisper, much sharper, much more kind of direction in their approach and in their ideas so far. And Man United, not to say hopeless, but just looking a bit lackluster. That's a lovely turn by Sulemana, and he's got the space here. Kamaldeen Sulemana skips away from one and another, and the shot wide. Absolutely fabulous again. It's initially sensational. This turn from Kamaldeen Sulemana, he sends the United man absolutely miles away. Beautiful, takes the first touch, and you usually see it. They take that touch, they pass it into space for themselves, turns around the United defender, bursts down the left-hand side to Sulemana, and as he arrives in the box, he chops inside, not on one, on 2 players, and has that strike trying to find the far corner, and it just goes wide of the right post. But fabulous kind of initiative from Kamaldeen Sulemana to not only take a man one-on-one, but just absolutely embarrass the United defender. And it's absolutely fabulous at times from Southampton. Really impressed with how they've played so far. But it remains 0-0, and that's the big moment. That's the big talking point. How is it 0-0? Here is Garnacho. Back to Ugarte and all the way back to Deadlock. Again, Southampton applying their press, and back to Onana here. Out wide to Yoro. Goes long again, does Lenny Yoro. Well, intercepted. And again, dribbling there to try and keep it alive. But, well, one back by Ugarte. And a nice ball down the left channel here for Højlund to break. Up against Bree. Sugawara there in cover as it comes back to Bruno Fernandes. who hits one straight at Aaron Ramsdale, who will take all those shots all day long. Catching practice for Aaron Ramsdale from that type of distance. The ball just bounced up comfortably for the Saints keeper. And that would go down as their first shot on target of the night for Manchester United. But one with practically a 2% scoring chance from that type of distance, and being that close and comfortable for the goalkeeper, as Bednarek doesn't really cover himself in glory there with a bit of defending as he allows United into the space. Ahmad, now Fernandez has to turn away. Back to Euro. All the way across to Martinez now. Back to Delict. Now Ahmad. And back to Lenny Euro again. United just struggling with a bit of kind of confidence in possession at the moment. Really feeling the pressure that that Southampton press at the moment. That's a nice ball into Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes tried to play it first time in behind, well blocked. Back with Ahmad though. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Sends Garnacho running down the right hand side. Again, doesn't want to continue. He has to come back the way to Ahmad. Into Bruno Fernandes with space. Fernandes with his left foot shot. Actually hit his own player in Højlund. Martinez will cross, but that one over the head of all in there, and it comes back to Ahmad on the right side here. This is better from United. Good spell. Here's Ahmad again, driving to the byline, and the cross well blocked. That's fabulous tracking in his own box there. And Sulemana pulled and hauled at there by Lenny Euro, and it will be a Southampton free kick. It was better again, as I said. Ahmad the key to try and unleash a bit of attacking positivity for Manchester United, and he does really well down the right side, gets to the byline, and again strides into the box at the byline, cuts it back. Again, Southampton have coverage in their own box, well marshalled, well spotted, kind of anticipated the danger and cleared it away. But again, Ahmad certainly the architect of what has been the best of Manchester United so far. Has been everything that he has created, really. It's a good step in by Harwood Bellis. Sugawara couldn't keep it up, but Ugachukwu will drive it out to the left, but intercepted by Ahmad. Comes back to Delict. All the way back to Onana again. Onana's long ball forward to Højlund. Well cut out by Bednarek. Again, a bit predictable for Manchester United there. I think anybody could see that they were going to go long and try and target their centre forward, which Bednarek got the better of. Ramsdale. He will go long down the right channel, trying to link up with Dibbling. Almost made it work though. Delict was on the scene to close that one down. Euro. Garnacho. Turning back to Kobbie Mainoo. Has to go backwards again. How many forward passes coming from that midfield for Manchester United at this moment in time? Here is Mazraoui. Just about got away from the challenge of Sugawara. And Fernandes. Nice zigzag passes, but Mazraoui absolutely nowhere that ball. And Southampton get the ball back again. But once more, Man United in possession. Not the most convincing at this minute in time. Really not convincing at all. They may have had 9 shots, but as I said, only one of them on target. And the shooting opportunity from Bruno Fernandes was really barely a shooting opportunity. It was basically just giving it back to the Southampton goalkeeper from that type of distance. Look at Chukwu. All the way back it comes to Bednarek. Now out wide it comes to Walker-Peters. Sulemana. Space to break forward, and look at the gaps here. Sulemana trying to target the right wing. Well blocked by Mazraoui. Back to Dibbling though. Rolls it on to Sulemana. Try to flick it in behind. Well blocked. Still alive for United. Chukwu to Aribo. Better from Southampton again. Walker-Peters down the left channel. Drives in field. Walker-Peters now chops it back out wide. Space here for Fernandez. Mateus Fernandez with a cross. Deadlock up in the air. Not fully cleared as it falls to Aribo. Tries to flick it through, and Sulemana's chance was charged out by Deadlock to put it behind for the corner. Wanted the offside, did Deadlock, but I don't think he's going to get that. Again, good delivery by Fernandez. Not really many in yellow in there. Deadlock clears it away. Fails it the first time. Gets it cleared as far as Joe Aribo the second with a header. And then Aribo takes it on his left. Tries to chip it through for Sulemana. And as he does, takes the deflection. And Sulemana couldn't get to the ball as Deadlock cleared it behind for the corner. Again, Southampton just look sharper. They look like they have more energy, much more conviction in their attacking football. And there's no doubt about it. Southampton should definitely be ahead in this game. And ahead by more than one. Haven't scored from a corner this season, Southampton. As I said, that's United's Achilles heel. Corner whipped in, flicked on! Another save from Onana, but it's bundled in! Commentators' curse at its best! Southampton haven't scored from a corner until they face Manchester United at Old Trafford. And then it's a guaranteed goal from a corner. Manchester United's Achilles heel strikes again. And a Southampton team who probably should have been ahead much earlier than this have finally broken the deadlock, and it's come from a corner. Similar ghosts haunting this Manchester United defence, and Southampton capitalise upon it. Flicked upon at the front post, not cleared away by United from the second chance from the flick on by Dibbling. Bounces off the back of Manuel Ugarte, who catches his keeper out, and he can't keep it out of his own nets. If you ever want to show a group of under 20, under 18s, under 16s, whatever, unders team in youth football to show them how not to defend a corner, that is exactly what you show them. Not dealing with a flick on and completely unawares as to your surroundings in your own box. Manchester United 0, Southampton 1, and that is the least the visitors have deserved. Wow. And that's the least surprised I've been all night, really. I mean, you expect it now. When you watch Manchester United defensively from corners, you expect to see them concede. Because of how often it's come about this season. And, you know, it's just a surprise to no one that Southampton, from a corner, get the opening goal. And here they come again. Here's Aribo striding a challenge in the shot by Dibbling, well saved by Onana. That was a fabulous effort by Dibbling. Manchester United at the moment, 6s and 7s. It's dreadful. Joe Aribo strides forward again. Ugarte half-hearted attempts to try and get him off the ball. And as the ball rolls to Dibbling, no one's marking Tyler Dibbling, the biggest threat on the pitch. And he has the strike straight at Onana. Caught me off guard too. Beautiful strike. And a very good save by Onana. But again, Manchester United must be desperate for the half-time whistle at the minute, because they are being made fun of in their own backyard once again. And Tyler Dibbling got a yellow card for a challenge. Not long after that, they got United a free kick. So Tyler Dibbling's the first player to enter the referee's book tonight. So a free kick to Manchester United was given there. Here comes Hoyland on the charge, up the middle. Can he rescue something for United in this first half? Garnacho does well to get it on to Ahmad. Ahmad trying to break into the box. Cuts it across to Mazraoui. Now out wide it comes to Fernandez. Charged down. Again by Leslie Chukwu. Fernandez still alive. Ugarte. 1 added minute at the end of the half. Ahmad. Back to Manuel Ugarte. Martinez. Ugarte again. Right wide to Ahmad on the right side. Now Garnacho. Driving infield, but again has to go backwards with his pass. Here's Mainu. Well challenged in the middle, and Dibbling trying to break away. Rides a challenge. Felt he was fouled, but the referee says no free kick as we play on. Here's Ahmad down the right side. Still going, twisting and turning his way through. And it will just be a goal kick as he went down. And he's going to get a yellow card. Ahmad for diving, I believe. I mean, certainly not a penalty on Ahmad, and he was giving a yellow card for diving, I believe, but I don't know whether Mateus Fernandes was also booked in asking for a yellow card in the process. We're unsure about that, but we'll let you know if that was the case. But certainly Ahmad was booked for going down under no real challenge, and that is the half-time whistle. Boos ring around Old Trafford at half-time, and quite fairly so, because this has been a first half once again at Old Trafford where Manchester United have been toyed with by a side who are yet to win away from home in the Premier League this season, and they have come here, and Southampton look like the side that are at home, the side that are in great form, and the side that have just had an incredible FA Cup victory. Manchester United, again, lacklustre, sloppy, and nowhere near it. Half-time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 0, Southampton 1, and it could be even more than that at the break. Half-time, and analysis on the way next. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Premier League Live on LFS this evening with me, Kevin Ferris. Good to have you with us. The second half, as you can see, between Manchester United and Southampton on the way around about 13 minutes time on this one this evening. Great to have you with us for this one tonight, as we're on the road to 25,000. We're getting closer by the day to 25,000. If you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, do hit the like button and put on post notifications as well if you haven't done so already. That we greatly appreciated, and we thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. We're also on Twitch as well tonight, as we have been in all three of our midweek games, streaming on Twitch. So we're multi-streaming this week, and might be more down the line. We're still testing a few things out, but this is where we stand at the moment. And at half-time in this one between Manchester United and Southampton, I'm sure Manchester United wished that they could restart the game, because that first half is probably it's terrible. It was really bad at times, and you know, you have to credit Southampton, because as I said, you know, all the setup, all the stats, all the kind of pre-match talk was United on this big up after drawing away at Liverpool in the league, and then that really good victory away at Arsenal in the FA Cup at the weekend on penalties. Massive kind of mood booster, a kind of confidence builder for the team, and time on the training ground as well last week, and building into this game. You know, everything positive for Manchester United coming into this one tonight. But once again, we have seen a Manchester United side in that first half that maybe got off to a tentative start, maybe just settling themselves into the game, and then once Southampton settled and got comfortable with how they were defending Manchester United, they started to unleash themselves on attack and get forward a bit more and push on and become really controlling in that first half. And that is quite a stark contrast to where Southampton have been. Yes, got a victory in the FA Cup at the weekend, and of course that any sort of victory is needed for a team that's struggling at the bottom of the table, and that a 3-0 victory over Swansea in the FA Cup will do that. But 3 defeats in a row in the Premier League for Southampton. In total, 6 defeats in the last 7. If you combine that completely, it's 8 defeats in the last 10 Premier League games. They haven't won a Premier League game since they beat Everton back at the start of November. So this is a team completely devoid of all confidence in the Premier League this season. A team that is on 6 points after 20 games. The worst start to a top-flight season for this club in its history. And they've come into Manchester United, into Old Trafford, which we've talked about, the aura of Manchester United and Old Trafford really dwindling this season. Nobody's afraid to come to Old Trafford anymore. And it's quite obvious from that first half, because Southampton just thought, right, we'll settle for 15 minutes, we'll sit, we'll allow them a bit of possession, we'll allow them a bit of control, and then once we get confident in how we're defending Manchester United, we can go forward, we can unleash our weapons, and the likes of a Tyler Dibling and a Kamaldeen Sulemana, and even with the wing-backs, we've seen Sugawara and Kyle Walker-Peters get further up the field, quite contrastingly to how Manchester United have really played in that game. With our wing-backs, Ahmad has been getting up the right-hand side, but we've barely seen Mazraoui down the left side, which is the dominant side for Manchester United in that first half. So a bit of confusion there. But from Southampton's point of view, as I said, once they got comfortable in how they were defending Man United, they grew in confidence, got a bit more control on the ball, got a few touches, a bit of possession, and they were dominating Man United at times in that first half. They were toying with them in their own half, and, that's a sign of a team. If that's not a sign of a team that's coming into Old Trafford without any fear, then I don't know what is. Because usually, over the years, it's kind of dwindled in the last few seasons at Old Trafford, but it used to be you would go to Old Trafford and you would defend for 90 minutes and hope that you get a chance at trying to take the lead. Southampton, from that first half, probably should have 3 goals, even 4 goals, because of how good their chances have been and how many good saves that Andre Onana's had to make from good chances that Southampton haven't taken. And no surprise, in their goal comes from a corner where Manchester United have been absolutely dreadful at defending all season. I mean, the many times that Man United have conceded the first goal from a corner is quite remarkable. They went a whole game conceding just set pieces, so it is a massive, massive kind of weakness of Man United. And I think Southampton, of course, it's hard not to know that, but definitely Southampton targeted that in the first half. But overall, from a 45 minutes of performance, if you looked at the two teams and didn't know where their positions were in the table, you would say at the minute it's Manchester United that are the team that are bottom of the table with just 6 points and really not looking like any sort of team at all, when it's actually the visitors that are in that position, and Manchester United, albeit in 15th, but a team that is in good form as of recently. That big FA Cup win away at Arsenal, and then that draw away at Liverpool in the last week or so. So overall, from that first half, you'd have to say it's quite shocking. We are where we are at this point in time, but in the context of this game, it's not a surprise at all. I mean, it's dreadful defending from the corner. I'm just seeing the replay of it again. Good delivery, good flick on by Tyler Dibling, but there's nothing quite exceptional about Southampton's delivery. It's a good, decent ball. It's a good flick on at the front post. It's not something you've never dealt with before. It's not kind of revolutionary in terms of corner delivery. It's just a simple corner, whipped in, flicked on at the front post, and Manchester United again look like headless chickens looking around the box, not knowing who to mark, who to go for, how to head the ball away. I mean, Agartia comes off the back, his back shoulder, the back of his shoulder, and goes in and catches his own goalkeeper out. I mean, it's not even schoolboy stuff. It would be embarrassing if an under-7s team did that. It's quite glaringly obvious that Manchester United have absolutely no idea how to defend corners. It's quite as simple as that. But not only that would be a disservice to Southampton to say that their only real chance came from a corner, because it didn't. in possession in Manchester United's half. Even when Manchester United had 2 or 3 players around the ball, Southampton were coming away with the ball, getting into spaces, turning them. Beautiful. I remember this moment in the first half, just seeing a replay of it again. Kamaldeen Sulemana, fabulous play down the left side. He drags Lenny Yoro into the halfway line, sees the ball coming towards him. He's facing away from the goal. He's facing his own goal, Sulemana. He decides, you know what, I'm just going to flick this in behind Yoro, and I'm going to spin him and charge away. And that is exactly what he did. He came very close to getting a goal. But Southampton have been working upon initiative, incentives, much more conviction, much more control, much more settled, certainly much sharper in their passes, much more kind of understanding of how they get the ball from their centre-back to their centre-forward and trying to get it into the back of the net. There is much more cohesion from back to front for Southampton than there is for Manchester United at the minute. The majority of times it's either been Bruno Fernandes or Ahmad that have unleashed something or have delivered something or played a nice pass or made a nice run where Manchester United have got into good areas. It's not been consistent kind of a set system for United to get from back to front. At the moment it's kind of winging it in a sense, and how many times and how often have we said that about Manchester United? But again, a first half where they're coming up against a team that they should be beating at home, that they should be doing well against, and a team that haven't won against Manchester United since 2016. And at the moment, if it stays the way it is, Southampton will be going home with their first away win of the season and have absolutely trounced Manchester United. That's the way we stand at the minute if Man United don't improve for the second half. And, you know, they've really not needed to completely destroy Manchester United in doing that. They've been calm and comfortable, Southampton, because Manchester United have had barely any threat up the other end. You know, 1 shot on target from their 10 shots they've had so far. Southampton have had 8 shots, and 5 of those 8 shots have been on target. So there's no questioning, even when they do get forward, Manchester United, and into good areas, there's just nothing in terms of finishing ability or accuracy in that area for them to try and find the finish. And at the moment, that's where we stand. But again, only 1-0, and the game can turn in a matter of moments. We've seen it before at Old Trafford. We've seen it before with Manchester United. It takes one moment for it to turn. But Southampton, as I said, haven't won away from home this season. They're the only Premier League side. All other 19 teams have won on the road this season at least once. Southampton are the only team yet to win on the road this season. And at half-time, they're halfway to doing that at Old Trafford and getting their first away win. So Manchester United, 6 defeats if they lose this one at home this season. There are only 2 Premier League sides, if they were to lose their 6th game, there are only 2 Premier League teams that have more defeats at home this season than Manchester United if they were going to lose this, and that would be Wolves and Southampton themselves, who have lost 7 and 8 respectively. So that is relegation type home form for Manchester United on that front. But they have a second half to try and fix it, and we'll see if they can. Right, this is how it looks. We have an update for you from that Ipswich-Brighton game, because there has been a goal. It came around about 10 minutes or so ago before I started my good analysis at half-time, if I do say so myself. Brighton have taken the lead against Ipswich, an Ipswich side who, at the moment, are in a decent run of form. They've won just 1 of their home games this season. It did come in recent weeks, but Brighton have maybe turned the screw in the second half, and the side with the most draws in the Premier League this season are not looking to head towards another draw this evening. A 7th win of the season is on the cards for Brighton, and they are moving up to 9th if they win tonight. Brighton 1-0 up through Kaoru Mitoma's goal, and Brighton lead by a goal to 0. At the moment, with Southampton beating Manchester United, United need to be, well, they have a lot of places to look upwards, but maybe keeping an eye over their shoulder, albeit they do have a 6-point advantage, even if they do lose this game, on 16th place Everton. But that is too close for comfort for Manchester United, even if Everton do have a game in hand as well. Southampton with a win, they would close the gap to 19th place Leicester to 5 points, and will be just 7 points off the safety zone, just outside the bottom 3. If they were to win tonight, But that is a long way to come and a long way to go. Another half of football to come in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Premier League Live, the second half at Old Trafford, on the way in just a moment, where Man United find themselves 1-0 down to Southampton. We have a double header of Premier League action for you on Sunday, as we watch Everton, who teeter above the relegation zone. David Moyes is back, and we watch his second game back in charge of Everton on Sunday as they take on a Spurs side who are not too far ahead of Everton in terms of the table stats. Only 7 points differ between Spurs in 13th and Everton in 16th. That's on Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then followed by Ipswich taking on Manchester City, Kieran McKenna's side. At the moment losing, but that can still change before full time. And they're just above the relegation zone, are Ipswich, and they take on a Manchester City side who are looking to keep their push for the top four on with a big victory at the weekend after dropping points from a losing position once again this midweek. As you can see at the top there, 2-0 up they were, and drew 2-2 with Brentford on Tuesday night. Manchester City, we watched them in action on Sunday again, so a double header for you to look forward to of Premier League action. But Manuel Ugarte's own goal from the corner has Manchester United behind at half time, and United are going to make a change at the break and see Anthony enter the fray. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That we greatly appreciate it. So Anthony coming on for United, which will be interesting to see how Ruben Amorim tries to turn this around in the second half. And Kobbie Mainoo is the player that made way for Anthony at half time. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. And we'll see how it plays out in the second as we get underway for the second 45. Man United kicking towards the Stretford end in the second half. To the left of the camera position. Southampton striking from left to right in this second 45. But a first half where Southampton had ample opportunity to take a lead, and not only take a lead, but take a comfortable lead into half time. But just the goal that separates the two at the break, and it could have been even more from what we've seen in that first half. Here's Dibbling. Got caught on the ball there. It's nicely intercepted by Fernandez. Here's Mazraoui. Here's Garnacho now. Nice quick play by United through the line. So Ugarte. Lovely ball over the top. Finding Bruno Fernandes down the left side. Rolls it in behind for Anthony, who has a shot deflected over the bar. Almost instantly involved there, Anthony, and almost instantly getting Man United on level terms. Lovely ball over the top by Ugarte. Bruno Fernandes tried to break down the left, comes back infield, spots the run of Anthony across the defence, rolls it in behind, and Anthony from a narrow angle has a shot deflected over the bar for a United corner. Great start to the second half for Manchester United. A very incisive start. As the corner whipped in, headed away by Ugachukwu, recycled by Garnacho, out wide to Ahmad again. He will deliver again, but cleared away again. This time, Mateus Fernandes to clear it long. Only as far as Bruno Fernandes. Anthony on the right side, out to Ahmad. A few United players still in the box as the cross came in, cleared away. Martinez does well to keep it alive, finds Yoro. Out wide it goes now for Anthony. Across to Garnacho. Out to the left is Delict. Has a shot. Well blocked by Bednarek. Much better for Manchester United. And as I say that, the ball to go out wide to Garnacho is just over hit and out for a throw. But that's much better from Manchester United. Just over 2 minutes gone in the second half, and a lot of intensity, a lot of energy, and really good movement in and around the Southampton box. And that's the type of improvement that Ruben Amorim will be hoping to see in the second half. Trying to get his side at least back onto level terms and then try and push to take the lead. It's a long way to think about that for the whole of the half. Just trying to kind of really understand what the setup is here for Manchester United in the second. It looks like a 3-4-3 still, so it's quite similar to the setup. It just seems like Bruno Fernandes kind of dropped in alongside Ugarte a bit more now, and then Anthony just filling in at out in the right wing for Fernandes on that side. So side is quite a similar setup, just a few personnel switches in and around that system. But of course, you don't expect to see much change for Ruben Amorim's system. He's been consistent with it at 3-4-3 since he came in. From his very first game away at Ipswich, he had that system and has adopted it the whole way through as Kamaldeen Sulemana beats past Ahmad down the left, rolls it into Walker-Peters, who tries to cut it across, and that's well blocked by Ugarte on the cover. Will get Southampton a corner. Again, causing a problem down that side again. Kamaldeen Sulemana got the better of Ahmad, and the overlapping run by Kyle Walker-Peters on the inside. Gets the ball to the byline, tries to cut it back, well blocked by Ugarte. Much better from Southampton. And this is their second corner of the game. First one ended in a goal. And a corner on the left-hand side for Matheus Fernandes to take. Right-footed. Flicked on again, bobbling around. Still not away. As De Ligt's connection got it clear of danger. And as Man United tried to counter, well mopped up by Sulemana there, and comes all the way back to Joe Aribo. Try and get Southampton on the move again. Here's Bree down the right side. Lots of space to break into here. James Bree try to roll it in behind for Sugawara, but well recovered by Mazraoui. Down the left comes Bruno Fernandes. Gives it away again as Bree here caught in possession by Fernandes. Now Garnacho taken away from him by Ugochukwu. Certainly a physical challenge. And Southampton come away with the ball again. Fernandes. Back to Harwood Bellis. Into Ugochukwu. Under a slight bit of pressure, but Southampton coming out of that press well. They just look calm on the ball and just comfortable. Even when United are applying a press, Southampton don't look phased. Lovely ball over the top by Walker-Peters. Here's Sulemana. Down the left, up against Yoro. Spins him again. Sulemana's shot. Blocked by De Ligt. Calls a handball against Matthijs De Ligt, but no signal from the referee, and Southampton starting to have United on the ropes again. And Lenny Yoro has been turned inside out more times than a plastic bag in the 51 minutes we've played so far. It is quite remarkable how much joy Kamaldeen Sulemana is having down this side against him. Here is Walker-Peters. Lovely ball in behind for Aribo. Aribo across. Just a bit short to Dibbling. Well cleared away by De Ligt. Here's Yoro again. Couldn't get it away from Aribo there. And we'll have a replay of that handball situation that Southampton wanted, but there's no signal from the VAR that they were checking it. Would have had a quick look, but no signal they're seeing anything wrong with it. As Ugochukwu and charging through, and he's going to be given a free kick here as he's taken out just outside the box. And it's going to be another yellow card, and this time it's going to be Martinez that's going to get a booking. Yeah, Ugarte can't really get to him. Martinez just comes across and catches him there. It is a foul. It is a yellow card. But again, it's far too easy. I mean, they can charge forward from the midfield. Kind of stride forward straight from midfield. Just seeing the handball replay again. It's not a handball for me. De Ligt is facing away from the ball and he really doesn't know much about it. But Martinez does get a yellow card for the challenge on Ugochukwu. But the runners from midfield tonight have caused Manchester United lots of problems, and they have barely had an answer to it all evening, and Southampton are loving it at the moment. They're having so much joy. Second goal coming into Portman Road. Ipswich now 2-0 down. Jorginho Rutter with the second goal for Brighton, and that should wrap that one up with less than 10 minutes to go. It is Brighton 2-0 to the good away at Ipswich. As Manchester United, just 7 minutes into the half, after making a half-time substitute, they're going to make a double substitution in the 53rd minute. Manuel Ugarte and Rasmus Højlund are leaving the field, and they're going to be replaced by Joshua Zirkzee and Toby Collier. So straight switches. Zirkzee will play centre forward, and Collier will just drop in at midfield alongside Fernandes at the moment. And Collier, who did a good job in recent games, certainly that Arsenal game. And a free kick here for Southampton in a good area. Here's Matheus Fernandes, who's over it. 23 yards out, 22 yards out. Fernandes takes a deflection off. I think it might have been Zirkzee's head. Will be a corner. Yeah, Fernandes got it up and over the wall. Yeah, it just came over the head, off the head of Joshua Zirkzee there. And it wins Southampton a corner, of which Fernandes will come over to the left side and take. Matheus Fernandes. Right-footed delivery. De Ligt clears it away at the front post. All the way back out to Fernandes again on this left side. Beats past Bruno Fernandes. Still trying to beat him. Does get past him. And Matheus Fernandes with the delivery. Bounced down in the United box. Here's Garnacho. Again, United under pressure, but winning the goal kick off James Bree. So goal kick to Manchester United. But again, Southampton are all over Manchester United at the minute. It's absolutely incredible how it's happening. And no question that the scoreline is fair at the moment. And probably unfair to Southampton, actually, the scoreline, because they probably should be further ahead with how well they've played so far. Still only 1-0. Martinez to Mizraoui. Again, that ball forward. Not accurate enough from Bruno Fernandes, and does go out for a United throw from Sugawara's clearance. As we sit here at the moment in the 56th minute of this game, Man United 1-0 down, and as I said multiple times, have been on the ropes when Southampton have got into the groove in the final third. But 3 changes looking to make a difference. Here's Mizraoui down the left to Garnacho, trying to get into the box. Garnacho goes for the early cross, and a bit too high for Ahmad to get on the end of at the far post. Goal kick. Well, this also doesn't help the fact that there's been some conversations today and reports today that there's interest for Alejandro Garnacho from Napoli this afternoon, and a target around £59 million in and around that ratio. And could there be a conversation that Man United might look at selling the academy graduate, who would count as direct profit, of course, and Man United may be in a bit of financial troubles, not having much money to spend in the market. Might need that extra bit of cash to reinvigorate this side, maybe not just in January but in the summer as well. All that may be a bit too premature at this early stage, but it certainly will be on the question on the lips of Ruben Amorim at some point. He'll want his own players. Certainly some players that he wants to help fit this system. January isn't always the best target for that, as Zirkzee did well against one of the Southampton players in Bednarek there, but fabulous recovery by James Bree to help out his centre-back partner and get Southampton back on the ball. Here's Sulemana. Has Yoro alongside him there. Sulemana again. Blast past Yoro. He's not there again. Here's Sulemana across. And this shot from the narrow angle is just wide. Calling for a corner. Lenny Yoro has had nothing to say against Kamaldeen Sulemana all night. He is torn to pieces time and time again, and Sulemana is having fun out in that left-hand side, because Lenny Yoro so far has been absolutely no match for him in the one-on-one battles. Here's Garnacho in behind though for United. Flag stays down as Garnacho got a bit caught as he entered the box, and the flag did go up anyway against Garnacho. Of course, Lenny Yoro still 19 years old, so don't want to be too critical, but we've got to be honest with what we're saying. And so far tonight, it's not only that he's been isolated with him, or that he's struggled to stay with him one-on-one, but he's had no kind of help down that side, no cover, no kind of someone tracking in with him, helping him to cover the space. Here's Fernandez into Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes to Garnacho, across! And the shot, oh my goodness me. Anthony with a gift at the back post, and he passes it right back to the Southampton keeper. I mean, if there's ever a tap-in in football, that was it. Fernandez to Garnacho, and Garnacho rolls it right to the back post. And all he has to do is bobble it over the line, and it's 1-1. But he tries to come back across goal, doesn't get the right connection, and it's just a gift right back into the hands of Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, if that's not a golden opportunity to equalise, I don't know what is. And he has completely made a pig's ear of that, has Anthony. That is the definition of a must-score chance. And he basically said to the keeper, "Hey, you can have it back." Oh my goodness me. And that's probably the best chance Man United have had all night. That is shocking. Scary as to how that didn't find the back of the net. Look at Chukwu with the ball over the top. Sulemana again battling well with his man. Aribo gets the bounce on the ball. Aribo, nice ball into Dibbling. Dibbling in the box. Well snatched up by Mizraoui to get it away, and now United want to break here with Xerxes. Down the left side comes Garnacho. A bit more open this game now. Here's Garnacho. Striding across, finding Bruno Fernandes, told to shoot, tried to pass it, gets a second chance at it, charged down, still alive as his body's flying everywhere. Ahmad lays it off to Garnacho now. Garnacho! Straight at the keeper. Much better for Manchester United, but again, the game's been very open, which has been something that Southampton have been trying not to create in this game. They've tried to create a settled, controlled game and break at their own tempo, but Man United making it a bit more chaotic, which is just opening those spaces defensively and catching Southampton players up the field and out of position. And at times, Man United should have made better opportunities from those chances they've had in the last few minutes. There's an issue here, though, where Southampton, Tyler Dibbling, is down, which is why we have the stoppage, so that's a bit of a worry for Southampton that one of their star youngsters is down. But don't forget, as I mentioned, we have a double header in the Premier League this Sunday as we head to Goodison for the early kickoff, 2 o'clock kickoff at Goodison Park, as Everton under now David Moyes lost to Aston Villa in his first game back at Everton. Did David Moyes last night in a 1-0 victory for Villa. They host Tottenham, who are in equally as bad form as the Toffees at the moment, and they face on Sunday at 2 o'clock. After that, we'll also head to Portman Road, where Ipswich face Manchester City. Speaking of Portman Road, that game is coming to an end at the moment between Ipswich and Brighton. Brighton 2-0 to the good. Karim Mitoma and Jorginho Ruter with second half shots that ended in goals, and Ipswich 2-0 down with a matter of seconds remaining in that game. About 2.5 minutes to go of the 6 added, so not much time remaining there. Right, Tyler Dibbling is back on his feet, which I'm sure is a good sign for those Southampton fans, but not in a great way, and I think it might be a straight swap here. It is. Dibbling is coming off, so no risks taken by Southampton, and Will Smallbone is going to be coming on to replace him. Just that one goal that is the difference. That Ugarte own goal from a corner in the first half that separates the sides, where both sides, no doubt, have missed big chances tonight when they probably should have scored them. No doubt about it. Southampton certainly the better of the chances, but a tap in almost for Anthony. And here's Xerxes now with a big chance. Here is Joshua Xerxes. Took too long. Still got it though. Charged down well. And Ugochukwu can get it away with a rebound now. But again, Manchester United in a fortunate position and a fortuitous chance in around the final third, and they take too much time to get the right finish, to get the right chance, to make up their mind as to what they want to do. 26 minutes remain. Man United have shown much more signs of life in the last 5 minutes. Southampton maybe having to ride a little bit of a wave of Manchester United attacks for the moment. They at least have something to hold on to, which will surely motivate the Southampton players, no doubt. They have that one goal lead. Martinez. Down the left comes Mazraoui. There's a flick it on for Garnacho, but well stopped by James Bree, who clears it away. But recovered by Martinez. Yoro. Out to Ahmad. Again, doesn't feel comfortable playing it forward. Has to come back to Yoro. All the way across to Delict. And now Martinez. Down the side to Garnacho. Trying to flick it on to Mazraoui, but the last touch came off Garnacho. Will be a throw into Southampton. There's a chorus of Take Me Home Country Roads, which has become the anthem played before kickoff here at Old Trafford, is rung and sung around Old Trafford tonight. And those United fans trying to get their side going and try and help them over the line here at the moment where they are currently struggling. Throw in taken and delayed there by Sugawara, and Will Smallbone the target, and he gets taken out by his opposite number in Bruno Fernandes. Free kick to Southampton. Less than 25 minutes to go. Manchester United need something of any sort of rescue in this game, in a sense, as Sugawara is taken down again. Referee says no foul as Mazraoui came away with the ball, but they give it away again, United. And the switch ball a bit much, but Ahmad can't really control it. Here's Sulemana down the left side. Walker Peters kind of got a bit much on that, and I think the last touch came off Ahmad anyway, so it will be a Southampton throw-in on the far side. Just seems like in those little duels, Southampton just seem to have the better of it at the moment. I have to be honest. As I've said, they deserve this lead at the moment. Smallbone. Howard Bellis all the way back to Bree. Into Ugochukwu on the turn. Finds Smallbone. Nice layoff to Mateus Fernandes here on the right side. Smallbone making the run. Fernandes plays it in behind for Sugawara. He went down under a challenge by Mazraoui, but he's not going to get a penalty for that goal kick. Yeah, it was not a great touch by Yukinari Sugawara. And Mazraoui just kind of shoved him over, but it's not a penalty. Not enough contact really for a penalty. Bit of a brotherly shove in a sense. It's not much contact really, and a little bit of a push. But don't forget, next midweek we've Champions League action for you Tuesday and Wednesday night. We can tell you what those games are going to be now. Liverpool taking on Lille as the table toppers in the Champions League, back at Anfield as they face Lille of France on Tuesday night. And then PSG Manchester City, two sides who really need a win in the Champions League if they're going to keep their hopes of progressing alive with their opportunities. And depending where they will progress, whether they will progress through the playoffs or whether they will finish in the top 8. Man City are certainly in question marks on that. And we'll see how they do at the Parc des Princes next Wednesday evening. Lots of excitement for those two games. Just over a quarter of the game to go. Here's Ahmad down the right side. Back to Collier. 1-2 link up with Anthony. Back with Toby Collier. Yoro goes all the way back to Deadlock as all the 10 outfield players of United are in Southampton's half. Southampton maybe stepping off a slight bit. Ahmad trying to go for the 1-2 with Xerxes, who flicked it round the corner, but tracked all the way by Kyle Walker-Peters, who got the clearance in the end. Again, it's really good tracking by Kyle Walker-Peters. Knows that Ahmad's going to try for the 1-2 with Xerxes, and he tracks his run all the way into the box and is there. So the ball tries to find its way back to Ahmad. He's there to clear the lines, and that's really good defending by Walker-Peters. Collier. Back to Deadlock. Mazraoui. Onto Collier again. Out to the right side is Ahmad. Down the right flank. Driving infield is Ahmad. Arrives into the box. Sulemana there to kind of take it away from him, but Ahmad will retrieve. Back to Yoro. Again, is certainly not going to cross the ball in, and goes back to Deadlock again. Martinez. Wide to Garnacho. Back to Lisandro Martinez. And they're keeping it moving at the moment, Manchester United, but need to keep a threat on the Southampton defence. Here is Anthony. Up against Howard Bellis. Joe Aribo on the scene. He nutmegs Howard Bellis, and the roll back by Xerxes cleared away. Collier though, lovely ball in behind. Ahmad across, far too much pace on that one. And it will swing behind for a goal kick, but lovely ball by Toby Collier, linking up with Ahmad, and Ahmad's cross just overhit completely, but signs of life for Manchester United again around this final third. Better movement, better initiative, better ideas, and again the execution in the end lets them down, but the right idea. Southampton may be readying 1 or 2 other changes in a moment. So some fresh legs to come on to try and carry them over the line here. If they can hold on. Fernandez down the left to Garnacho. Much more verve about the United attack. Garnacho with a cut back. Flicked away. Ahmad charged down. Fabulous defending. Howard Bellis with a last ditch challenge to block the Ahmad shot. And now Sulemana is going to have fun down the left here. Up against Yoro. Sends him again. Yoro beaten for pace once more down the left side. Here's Sulemana. Does well to just keep the ball and recycle it back into midfield. Oh, heavy touch there by Mathias Fernandez. And Garnacho wants to break away. Anthony does enough, but Fernandez wins it back ahead of Bruno Fernandes. And down the left it comes to Sulemana. Much better energy around the game at the moment, certainly from the home side, showing more initiative, but at the moment Southampton are matching that, and that's an issue for Manchester United. As Howard Bellis strides forward, it does well to initially play the advantage, but will get the free kick as he was fouled in making that pass across the midfield, and a free kick for Southampton in a pretty good area once again, as Flynn Downs and looks like Adam Armstrong are already on the sidelines here for Southampton. So the changes are going to be Mathias Fernandez and Joe Aribo are going to be leaving the field. So Fernandez and Aribo, and coming on is going to be Flynn Downs and Adam Armstrong. So some fresh legs, and that Southampton midfield, that kind of triangle three of Ugochukwu, Fernandez and Aribo have been fabulous tonight, and two of those just getting a well-deserved rest after a good 72-minute shift on this big Old Trafford pitch. And Flynn Downs and Adam Armstrong coming onto the field. A free kick here for Southampton. Decent distance out. United have put a very high line, around about 24 yards on the cut of the grass. It's a chipped ball out to the right flank, well headed away by Mizraoui, and Garnacho trying to get involved there as Collier is kind of pushed over. And that will be a United free kick, and it will be Bednarek who actually comes off the worst in making that challenge. And he kind of folds over, and as he folds over, he kind of maybe hurts himself a slight bit there. Bednarek, he's back to his feet, but it will be a United free kick here in their own half. Still plenty of time to change the tide in this game and turn it around. We've seen it last night when Arsenal were 1-0 down and turned it around to 2-1 in a matter of moments against Spurs. Manchester United looking to replicate that this evening. And they've had almost 80% of the ball, Manchester United, in the last 5 minutes. And whether that's the fact that Man United are being more dominant, or the fact that Southampton have kind of just allowed them to have the ball a bit more like they did in the first 20 minutes. There's a bit of a question mark over that, but they have had much more of the ball, Man United, in the last 5. Sulemana is eventually challenged by Lenny Yoro at about the 10th time of asking tonight. And Harwood Bellis just clearing that one out of danger for a throw. Xerxes, lovely combination play with Anthony, who couldn't get past his marker. And that's a lovely forward pass by Walker-Peters. Sulemana, lovely skill in between the lines. Ugochukwu under pressure. Oh, just about got that ball off to Harwood Bellis. Here's Adam Armstrong. Round the corner to Downs. Downs coming down the left-hand side. And feed it on to Sulemana, but gets the flick off Ahmad and will go out for a Southampton throw. 15 minutes remain on the 90. Southampton still lead by a goal to 0. From the throw in, Smallbone goes down, but straight back to his feet. Don't even think he wanted a foul there. As Man United win it back. Martinez. Bruno Fernandes back to Deadlock. Across to Lenny Yoro. Down the right is Ahmad. Back across to Martinez. Deadlock. Into Collier. Laid it off well to Yoro, who kind of got a loose first touch, but does keep the possession. And Collier goes all the way back to Onana. United trying to regain a bit of control in what has been, at times, quite an open and frantic second half, which in moments has probably suited Manchester United, but Southampton still have that massive threat on the break and on the counter in transition. That's what Man United have to be careful of as they try and push for an equalizer. Here's Ahmad. No real room to get forward. Back to Yoro and all the way back to Onana again. Man United fans starting to get a slight bit impatient with how their side are popping it around in their own defensive third at the moment. Not much urgency to get it forward at this moment in time as Fernandez tries to target someone. Well intercepted. And as Armstrong brings it down to Sugawara. Into the half space here for Harwood Bellis, who's doing skills in and around the midfield there, but given away by Sugawara. Here's Xerxes, a bit of space here for the break. Ahmad running off the back of Kyle Walker-Peters. Xerxes going himself, but James Bree was on the back. And it's actually cleared off the line and away by Aaron Ramsdale. Thought it was a corner coming there. Here's Garnacho. Comfortable save for Ramsdale. Well, it looked like Bree's ball. Let's see this again. Xerxes challenged by James Bree, and as Ramsdale tries to clear it, it's quite a distance out of play there. That's quite obvious. That looked as clear as anything that it was a corner, but Ramsdale didn't let on. The assistant didn't see it. The referee didn't see it, so play continued, and United's shot that they ended up having came to nothing. Here's Adam Armstrong. Shot. Well charged down by Martinez. Couldn't even get it the shot off. Here's Anthony. Hacked down in the middle by Flynn Dines, and that's going to be a yellow card. A simple free kick for United and a yellow card for the Southampton midfielder. Ahmad. Nice roll back, finding Fernandes. Plays it on to Xerxes. Nice 1-2. Bruno Fernandes tried to chip the keeper. Still trying to flat it across goal. James Bree with the clearance. And thumped away. Out for a United throw. They're getting closer. And Bruno Fernandes with a flick. Good block by Ramsdale, but up in the air it went. Good save by Ramsdale, Up in the air it goes off the right shoulder of Ramsdale. Bednarek was there on the scene. Bree was there too. He got the clearance off the line and away from danger. But much more positive nature for United here in the fact that they're getting chances in and around the box. And now Xerxes got a free kick, and Bednarek has given away that free kick and a foul. And they're getting ready for two more substitutions, Manchester United. Harry Maguire and Christian Eriksen that are getting ready, so we'll see those two enter the fray shortly. In just over 10 minutes as Southampton are making a double change in a moment as well, so changes coming for both teams with 10 minutes or so to go. Fernandes goes short with a free kick. Ahmad chips it across the box, but it will roll all the way out on the opposite side for a goal kick. And those smiling faces from about the 15th minute that I mentioned have turned to faces of dismay, and similarly faces of absolute shock as to what they've seen at Old Trafford from their team. For the Manchester United fans, team bottom of the table are about 10 minutes away from their first away win of the season, and Man United just 10 minutes away from their 10th defeat of the season. And they have only played 21 games, losing almost half of their matches this season. But still time to change that. Here's Xerxes breaking into space. Down the right hand side comes Ahmad. He's got a lot of room in that side. Here is Ahmad. Steps onto his left. Charge down. Gets another chance and gets the leveller. He was given a second bite of the cherry. And Ahmad gets United back on terms. And there have been so many opportunities for that to happen in the second half. And surely it was always going to be Ahmad that was going to get it. He's the one that's been raking them in for Manchester United recently in big moments to turn the big games in United's favour. And they've needed him again tonight to get them back on level terms. Nice play by Xerxes, who's played very well since coming on, kind of constructing the attacks from a deeper role. Plays a lovely ball out to Ahmad on the right side, takes on his man and Walker-Peters, blocked the first time, gets a second chance with the ball bouncing back into his path, and he gets the strike off with his right, across goal, beating past Ramsdale at his near post, and that is a leveller that is much needed and much welcomed by the home crowd. And Southampton, who haven't won away from home this season, it looked like they were going to pull off what would have been an incredible victory on the road. But now it's all about Southampton hanging on in there, because United will have the momentum and they will have about 7 minutes plus the additional time to add a second and try and get the winner. Those changes were made, by the way, from both teams. We'll give you the full details of those in a moment or two. It's United in a hurry to take their free kick, but weren't allowed to that time by the referee. And now there's much more urgency about Manchester United now, knowing what the clock reads. 83 minutes. Knowing they need to get a winner now. Clearance there from the Southampton defence. Ball flicked forward. Anthony here to Xerxes, well challenged, but Fernandes there to pick it up. Sends it back forward to Ahmad. Down the right it comes. Fernandes on the overlap. Bruno Fernandes. Left footed. Takes a deflection from the cross as Flynn Downs clears it away. But De Ligt heads it right back out to Fernandes on the right side. Driving infield. Bruno Fernandes trying to chip it over the top, but again Downs in the way. And now Sulemana trying to break away, but De Ligt with a great challenge. And that keeps United on the attack, as here comes Ahmad again. Ahmad with a cross. Fernandes with a flick on. Headed away, not fully cleared by Bree. And Sugawara can't get it clear of danger. Here's Fernandes again. Into Martinez, who whips it across. Cleared away again by Harwood Bellis. And Ericsson to Maguire. United keeping it all up this end of the field at the moment, and they need to. Time running out. As Maguire held off well there, couldn't get the kick on the ball. It goes out for a Southampton throw from Onuachu, who held him off. And Southampton will have a throw down the right side. Trying to break this momentum at the moment. And Ivan Juric, whose side probably for 60 minutes, 70 minutes, probably the better side, but when you give United as many chances as they have in this second half, and that one, a really well taken one by Ahmad, maybe a bit lacklustre from the Southampton point of view defensively, but really nicely taken by Ahmad, that equalising goal. But again, Southampton were on the verge of what would have been a historic result. One thing I have to mention though is when United made those changes a bit earlier on, when Collier and Xerxes came on, there was much more confidence about the United team in possession, much more control, much better passing. When Xerxes came on and kind of dropped off that centre forward role, dropped a bit deeper into the more false 9 kind of 10 role, it became much more influential. United became much more kind of threatening in the final third and much more influential. And Southampton at times didn't know whether to push and press kind of Xerxes out of the ball or kind of drop back and keep the space covered. And at times that confusion has kind of unsettled Southampton defensively. And it's quite a good spot by Ruben Amorim just to drop his centre forward a bit deeper and just offer him up to make more passes rather than make the runs in behind. And it certainly caused a lot more chaos, as Anthony is fouled there, and a free kick given away by Kyle Walker-Peters. I mean, to be fair, Walker-Peters does win the ball, but Anthony is slightly taken out. It's not massive contact, but it is a foul. They're quick with a free kick. Xerxes with a good control, but Walker-Peters there to break it apart. Given away to Ericsson. And now Ahmad once again comes forward. Down the right side, Ahmad trying to dribble his way through. Walker-Peters getting beaten past again. Ahmad goes down. And just a goal kick, which Ahmad wags his right finger at. But the referee's not going to be moved by that goal kick. Yeah, it's fabulous play by Ahmad. Much more incentive. And I've said it all night, and it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, but a lot of the good things that Manchester United have done tonight, and you can expect that when you watch them, a lot of the good things they will do on the field will come from that youngster and Ahmad down that right side, and is an absolute monster at times. 22 years old, and he is probably, a lot of Man United fans have exclaimed it and kind of explained that he's probably their best player at the moment. And on the evidence of what we've seen tonight, most certainly on a night which Man United have been very poor, he has been their best player by far. And it was always going to be him that was going to get the equaliser if it was going to come. And, worst kept secret of tonight's game that was going to be the case. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain, and it is 1-1. Southampton have had chances, probably should have been further ahead than just the 1-0. But keeping it at 1-0 kind of tantalises the opponent and entices them on. And I would have no doubt if Southampton were 2-0 up or even 3-0 up, United would have obviously a much harder task and a much bigger hill to climb. But keeping it at 1-0 was probably their biggest praise of the night to keep themselves in it. Here is Ahmad. Cut back to Ericsson. Flicked over the top for Ahmad again! That is sensational! Wonderful 1-2 between Ahmad and Ericsson. And Ahmad the finisher again. The Manchester United hero strikes again and has turned this game on its head. With less than 10 minutes to go, Ahmad has lit it up and is turning what would have been a dismal night for Manchester United for the result into a massive, massive rescue job. Absolutely sensational. It is heartbreaking for Southampton, but absolutely exhilarating for those Manchester United fans. He breaks down the right side. He cuts it back to Ericsson. He knows Ericsson's going to chip it over the top. He knows to make the run. He knows he has to hit it first time. Absolute genius plays. And he toe pokes it past Ramsdale. And it's just class. Absolute world class. He's done it multiple times on this ground. Inspired, to say the very least. Absolutely sensational stuff from Ahmad, who has done it time and time again for Manchester United when they've needed it. And he is popping up at the right moment to deliver what would be another Old Trafford comeback victory for Manchester United. Fantastic. 5 added minutes then at the end of the 90. We've played one of those, but we might have an extra minute with the celebrations for United for that. What would be the winner as it stands? Oh, there's time for Southampton to respond here. Sugawara in behind, and that's a great challenge by Toby Collier to deny Sugawara the crossing chance, and it will just be a corner for Southampton. I didn't get the chance to tell you about the substitutions. Nathan Wood and Paul Onuachu have come on for Ogochukwu and Bednarek for Southampton, but clearly it's made no change and no difference. Corner for Southampton. Maybe they can rescue a point from this corner. Sugawara to take. Right footed. Whipped in. Headed on. And just wide by Harwood Bellis. That's a huge chance. But again, how many chances have Southampton had tonight? How many do they need? That's their 13th shot of the night. They've had ample opportunity to put Man United to the sword. And when you leave a 1-goal lead to the final 10 minutes against Manchester United. More often than not, you're going to be barraged. And with the quality of this team, and with the quality of that player on your screen, and Ahmad, he is sensationally delivering time and time again. When Manchester United need him most, they have a hero in Amad Diallo, who every single game is delivering and offering up in sensational terms. Where would Manchester United be without him? It would be quite drastic to even exclaim that. Oh, caught it at the back, Ahmad! 3-1. A hat-trick for Ahmad. And a gift of a goal for the third. And this game has gone from Southampton making Manchester United look schoolboyish to a 22-year-old scoring a hat-trick to make it 3 points for Manchester United. Oh my goodness me. He has put in a sensational performance tonight. And he's got a hat-trick. The third goal, a bit of a gift, but it doesn't matter. They all count. And Ahmad's got his third of the night. And he has single-handedly carried Manchester United to victory. From 10 minutes ago, being on the depths of despair and 1-0 down, to now, with less than a minute remaining of the game, 3-1 up. What a turnaround. What a comeback. And it's just Amad Diallo. All on him. That's it. That's all you can really say. It is all on him. No doubt about it. Man United 3, Southampton 1. And I can't even believe I'm saying that. From the game that we've just watched. And Ivan Juric watches on in disbelief. I mean, this is a new low. A new low for even a team that is rock bottom of the Premier League table. This is what you call a team that is bottom of the table. On the verge of victory, and they throw it all away. But Manchester United have been inspired by a star in Ahmad, who has shone brightly tonight and shone brighter than anyone else on that pitch at Old Trafford. His name will go down on this incredible night for him personally, and he wants to add more. Here he comes again. He'll just take it back and take a breather for the moment. Here's Garnacho in the box. He wants to take a goal, and he was close to getting one. Ramsdale made the save. Yeah, good chance by Garnacho. Tight angle. Ramsdale just throws a right hand to it. Will be a corner, but surely the game is done and dusted now anyway. He played a minute over the 5 added, as I expected, with the goals that we've seen. And that's the final whistle. It is. Bit of confusion there. They were taking the corner, but they're not taking the corner. That is the final whistle. And what a night for Amad Diallo. He'll be taking the match ball home with him. A hat-trick for Manchester United tonight. Ruben Amorim and the other 10 players in red tonight saved their blushes by a hero in the name of Amad Diallo. Southampton were on the verge of their first away win of the season, and what would have been a historic victory to try and conjure up a great escape from the relegation zone. But as a custom with a team that are in the position they are in, they collapse in the final stages. And Amad Diallo, duly involved, duly gifting and delivering time and time again for Manchester United. They have their poster boy, they have their star boy, they have their hero. And Amad Diallo is the name. Don't forget it, because this young star will be a top-class player to come. And this is just the beginning. The most valuable player for Manchester United tonight is Amad Diallo. Final score at Old Trafford: Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. I mean, what can you say? What can you say other than remarkable from Amad Diallo? A hat-trick for him on the night. Rescues the night for Manchester United, who will not be mistaken. This was a night that they can't get too out of hand and celebrate too much, because if Amad didn't show up, they would be in a much worse position. They would have fallen to defeat for the 10th time this season. It's by far perfect for Manchester United. It is nowhere near where they need to be. But when you have quality in the team, like they do in the final third with Amad Diallo, you're always opening yourself up to some good opportunities and a chance to win a game of football from any position. Southampton tonight, it will be hard to take, but it's not a shock for them this season. They've fallen to defeat in much more dramatic ways, and this is not one that is isolated. Their 17th defeat of the season for Southampton. This is why they're rock bottom of the table. This is why they're cut adrift from anyone else. And this, no doubt, a championship level squad is playing championship level football, and that is almost certainly where they will be next season. Manchester United a big 3 points in the end to carry them up the table, but no doubts they were lucky tonight that they had a star, and a star they do have. So, 2 wins for Brighton and Manchester United on the night, and they will face each other at Old Trafford on Sunday. So a good matchup to come on Sunday for you as well. This week we saw a night of draws on Tuesday. 3 of the 4 games ending in a draw, with City dropping a 2-point lead to draw 2-2. Bournemouth being held in the end by Chelsea, who they were leading Bournemouth in that game until the late stages when Reece James equalised for the Blues. West Ham got their first victory under Graham Potter, beating Fulham by 3-2. Forest and Liverpool dropping points at the City ground on Tuesday night as 2 of the top 3 faced off. Aston Villa put spoil to David Moyes' return to Goodison as they won 1-0. Palace beating Leicester, who are in a terrible run of form in the bottom 3 by 2-0. Newcastle 3-0 winners against Wolves. And Arsenal beating Spurs in the North London derby. And tonight, Brighton and Manchester United getting victories themselves. So, the table looks like this. This is the bottom half. Let's show you the top half first, and we'll work our way down. Liverpool lead the way. Still a 4-point gap on second place Arsenal, and a game in hand for the league leaders. Nottingham Forest in third on 41 points. And Newcastle in fourth on 38 points. Chelsea and Manchester City make up the top 6 on 37 and 35 points respectively. Aston Villa in 7th, Bournemouth in 8th, Brighton in 9th, and Fulham in 10th. To the bottom half, where Brentford are just outside the bottom, outside the top half of the table. They're on 28 points. Manchester United jumped themselves up to 12th with that big win with 26. West Ham on 26 as well, and Spurs on 24. And Crystal Palace also on 24 there in 15th. Everton in 16th, just above the relegation zone by a singular point, on 17 points. And Wolves and Ipswich only separated by goal difference tonight. And Ipswich drop into the bottom 3 with their goal difference being now worse than Wolves because of goals scored. So they're on 16 points. Leicester on 14, and Southampton, as you know, on the solitary 6 points and just 1 win so far this season. Right, that's it from the midweek offerings. We're back on Sunday with a double header as Everton take on Spurs at 2 o'clock, followed by Ipswich's hosting of Manchester City. For now, Amad the hero for Manchester United, and a mad finish to the game at Old Trafford. Night night.